Sinification is the term used for the spread of Chinese culture. During the Tang and the Song dynasties, China exerted a powerful political and cultural influence over its neighbors, in particular Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. Sinification in Korea affected politics, art, and religion. The Tang dynasty conquered Korea, at least for a while, but found maintaining rule to be difficult, so they removed their military forces. And in return, the Korean Silla dynasty made regular payments of money and goods, like a tribute to China. They were impressed by the political and economic success of the Tangs, so Korean leaders did some cultural borrowing from China. They traveled to China to consult with Confucian scholars and returned with the latest Chinese books, technology, and ideas. Their Chinese culture in the form of writing, religion, like Buddhism, fashion, and architecture made their way into Korea, and the elites adopted Confucianism. Now, Japan, Sinification occurred largely voluntarily. They intentionally chose to incorporate important aspects of Chinese civilization. Chinese never conquered Japan, but the success of China under the Tang dynasty motivated Japanese emperors to adopt elements of their civilization, like writing, bureaucracy, and belief systems were purposely borrowed. Japan's actually one of history's greatest cultural borrowers, and they still do that today. Buddhism became so popular in Japan that aristocrats feared the power of Buddhists in the government. Confucianism was another popular belief system. During the Heian era, courtly life was ultra-civilized aristocracy. The details of this life are captured in Lady Murasaki's The Tale of Genji, which is considered to be the world's first novel. But too much attention on their frivolous life at court led to a loss of power for the emperor and to the establishment of the shogun, which was ruled by military strongmen, which eventually led to their feudal society. So in Vietnam, during the Tang dynasty, Chinese armies marched into Vietnam, but they only saw temporary success. The Vietnamese revolted early and often, and women in Vietnam did not accept the Confucian system of male dominance. But one benefit of the Tang derived from their interaction with Vietnam was a quicker ripening form of rice. And once they had adopted this from Vietnam, this type of rice became an important part of the Chinese diet, and its population became and remains the most numerous in the world. So let's talk about the Crusades. Interregional contacts and conflicts between states and empires encouraged significant technological and cultural transfers. The Crusades were a series of Christian holy wars conducted against infidels or non-believers, and the most significant was a massive expedition led by the Roman Catholic Church to recapture Palestine, which was the land of Christian origins from the Muslims. Pope Urban II launched the Crusades in 1095 when he called for Christian knights to take up arms and seize the Holy Land. After the First Crusade, the Christians captured Edessa, Antioch, and Jerusalem and carved up that territory into feudal states. But the disorganized Muslim forces reorganized and retook Jerusalem in 1187. The Fourth Crusade never even made it to the Holy Land. The Crusaders were supported by the merchants of Venice, and they conquered and sacked Constantinople, which was the capital of the Byzantine Empire. They held the city for over 50 years until it was actually retaken by the Byzantines, and but it was severely weakened. Though the quest for the Holy Land was a failure, it led to some great economic developments in Europe. It encouraged trade with Muslim merchants and created an increase in European demand for Asian goods. As a result, Italian merchants from places like Venice and Genoa greatly profited, and Europe was reintroduced to the goods, technology, and culture of the outside world.